Hello everybody, we are going to do our maths now. Now, it's a very exciting day today because it's a new month. This month is called February. Did you know that? Can you say that word? February. Now, February is a new month and we're going to have a look at it now. Now, February is still part of the winter season that we have been enjoying at the moment. It's part of a season where it's still quite cold and the weather is quite cold and frosty in the mornings. But also February is quite special because later on in this month, things will start to change and you might notice signs of spring, which is my favourite season. Now, can you see here on the season wheel, which I'm going to make a bit bigger, these are all the different months that we have in the year. Let's count how many months there are in the year. Let's start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There are 12 months in the year. And within the year, there are 4 different seasons. Let's see if you can say what they are. What do you think this season might be here? It's the winter time, isn't it? We're in the winter at the moment. And then soon, so at the moment we're in February, soon it will move into a new season, which is the spring. And then after the spring, we move into the beautiful summertime. Okay. And things start to change a little bit in the summer. There's more flowers, the weather's lovely and warm. It's usually a lot sunnier. And then after the summer, we go back into the autumn time, which is also a beautiful season because that's when the leaves start to change colour, the weather starts to get colder, and you might notice the leaves even falling off the tree. So we've got 4 seasons in the year. Now, as I said at the beginning, February is the new season, the new month, not the new season. We are still in the winter season. And February is the shortest month in the whole year because it's the only month with 28 days. This here is called a calendar and it says at the top February and it's got the new year that we're in, 2021. Wow! Now, today is Monday and it's the 1st of February, so that's really exciting. So we're starting our maths this week on the first day of our new month. Now, with this week we are going to be thinking about a new topic and we're going to be thinking about sharing. Now, do any of you know what sharing means before we begin? Sharing means that you have to give something out, doesn't it? And we're going to be today beginning with thinking about sharing fairly. So, on my screen today I have got 2 people that you might know very well. This is me, Miss Cook, and this here is Mrs. Webb. And what we're going to do today is we're going to have a little go at sharing out some food between me and Mrs. Webb. Now, we've got some sweets here, and what we need to do is share them between me and Mrs. Webb fairly so that we get the same amount. Because if I took all of the sweeties, would that be fair on Mrs. Webb? No, it wouldn't, because it's nice and it's kind, isn't it, to share things fairly and equally. So let's begin by counting how many sweets we actually have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many sweets do we have? There are 8 sweets altogether. Now, what we need to do is share them out between me and Mrs. Webb onto our plates. So I've got 1 plate for me and 1 plate for Mrs. Webb. And what we've got to do is we've got to do this. 1 for me, 1 for Mrs. Webb. Do we have the same amount? We do. I've got 1 and Mrs. Webb's got 1. Now we're going to keep going. 1 for me. Oops, hang on, let me try that again. 1 for me, 1 for Mrs. Webb. And we've still got lots of sweets left, so we need to keep going. 1 for me, 1 for Mrs. Webb. 1 for me. Oops. 1 for me and 1 for Mrs. Webb. Now there are no sweets left. We had 8 sweets in total, and now that we've shared them out between me and Mrs. Webb, let's see how many we have each. I have got 1, 2, 3, 4 sweets. So I'm going to put the number 4 next to my plate. I have 4 sweets. Let's see how many Mrs. Webb has. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mrs. Webb has 4 sweets as well. Do we have the same amount? Yes, we do. So that means that we have shared the sweets fairly. Can you say that? Fairly. Okay, let's have another go with a different number. Okay, this time we've got some Smarties. Let's count them. So remember, you can order your Smarties by putting them into a line, or you can organise them by putting them or arrange them into a pneumaticon shape. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many Smarties do we have altogether? We have 6 Smarties. Okay, this time we're going to share them out fairly again. Can you remember what we did last time? 1 for me, 1 for you. Okay, ready? 1 for me, 1 for you. 1 for me, 1 for you. 1 for me, and 1 for me. Right, let's see how many we've got each. Let's see if we've done it fairly. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 for me. And how many does Mrs. Webb have? 1, 2. Oh no, Mrs. Webb's only got 2 Smarties. Oh dear, have I done this fairly? Let's have another go at that, shall we? Let's try again. Let's put all of the sweeties back and let's have another go, because Mrs. Webb didn't have the same amount as me, and that's not doing it fairly and equally. So let's have another go. Let's try that again. 1 for me, 1 for you. 1 for me, 1 for you. 1 for me and 1 for you. Okay. Let's count the Smarties now. 1, 2, 3. I have 3 Smarties on my plate. How many does Mrs. Webb have? 1, 2, 3. Oh, Mrs. Webb has 3 this time. Is that the same amount? It is. So have we done it fairly this time? Oh, excellent. Okay, now we're going to do it with some other people that you know really well. Who is this? It's Miss Dolby. And Mrs. Binding. Okay, let's have some sweeties now. Okay, this time we've got some Pom Bear crisps. Let's share them out fairly between Miss Dolby and Mrs. Binding. Let's begin by counting them. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many Pom Bears do we have? We have 4 Pom Bears in total. Now we're going to share the Pom Bears out fairly between Miss Dolby and Mrs. Binding. 1 for you, 1 for you, 1 for you, 1 for you. Okay, have we shared out all of the Pom Bears? We have, so let's count them now. Miss Dolby has 1, 2 Pom Bears. Miss Dolby has 2 Pom Bears in total. How many does Mrs. Binding have? 1, 2. Mrs. Binding has 2 Pom Bears as well. Have we shared the Pom Bears out fairly? We have, because Miss Dolby and Mrs. Binding have exactly the same amount. Okay, now your activity for today is to have a go at creating your own little picnic with your toys. You need to choose 2 teddy bears or 2 toys that are special to you, and I want you to have a go at sharing out things between them. Now you've got to do it fairly so that they both have the same amount. Now, I want you to use your imaginations today and make it really fun. So, you need to find things from around your house or in your gardens or out from going on a little walk, and you're going to use those things as your pretend play food. So, you might find some sticks when you go out on a walk today, and you could pretend that they are sausages. You might like to find some leaves, and you could pretend that they are sweets if you want to, okay? Now have a lovely day, everybody, and I can't wait to see all of your maths learning on Tapestry later on. See you later. Bye.